Okay, so in this reading, I looked at the relationship between Lisa from BLACKPINK and Frederic Arnault. I think there's been rumors about them maybe breaking up or maybe being engaged. I haven't been following it that closely. This reading was a doozy. I got so much like energy and there was a lot going on. There was a lot going on. With that being said, everything I say is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only, and with peace and love. And let's go. Okay, Lisa's gonna be on the left. Oh, Frederic is gonna be on the right. This is the energy in between. Lisa got the star in the reverse position, which is a loss of vulnerability. It can also be a loss of, oh no. Well, we'll talk about that in a second, but it can be a loss of like star power. Sometimes it can also, never mind. Anyway, well, sometimes we can talk about a loss of like hope. Frederic showed up as the Six of Pentacles in the reverse position, which is sort of like, the card talks about like giving and taking, especially if it's something physical, but it can also just be like symbolic. It's in the reverse position. I get the impression that he feels like he gives more than she does, or contributes more in some way, and the Ace of Cups is like overflowing emotion. It's usually a positive card, but the vibe is not giving positive. Well, the reason why I said oh no earlier was because like I'll pull more cards to be sure, but the star in the reverse position can sometimes talk about like a lack of like star power, and I feel like Frederic, but it doesn't really feel like it's Frederic. I feel like his family doesn't, it seems like somebody, it might be Frederic, but the thing is, like, I don't know why I'm hesitant to say that this is him, but it might be someone around him or someone that has, like, influence over him or something like that. But someone looks at Lisa and it's sort of like she's not as impressive as she used to be. You know what I mean? It's almost like, oh, like she's not as famous, or she's not as, influential is the word I'm looking for. She's not as influential as she used to be in some way, in one way or another. Sometimes you can also read this as him looking at her as like she's not as like awe-inspiring as she once was. It's like, oh, she's not the girl I fell in love with. But this feels specifically related to Lisa's star power, and like she's not as influential as she used to be. Low-key, like I'm getting like messages of like his family not really liking her that much. But that's not in the cards. That's like a vibe thing. It's an energy thing. Whatever. Anyway, Lisa got the Ace of Swords in the upright position. He got the Tower in the reverse position, and the Two of Pentacles again in the reverse position. These two cards are really similar because it's about like giving and taking and like balancing. They're both Pentacle cards. So again, there's like an imbalance going on in their relationship. I feel like I saw that in the last reading I did, where it was sort of like it wasn't. But it feels almost like obvious though, but it's like something they don't talk about, but it's felt very strongly between the two of them of like, I do more than you. Whatever, anyway, or like there's an imbalance of power in one way or another. But this card, the Ace of Cups, is so interesting to me because the Cups card is like overflowing. It's emotional. It can be the beginning of something new. It can be like sort of a gift, a divine gift in a way of speaking, in a manner of speaking. To be honest, it does feel like they're still together, or energetically connected still, but it doesn't feel like there's distance. It doesn't feel like it's old energy. It seems really strongly present still. The Ace of Swords on Lisa's side is the beginning of something new, and it's communication related. Oh, okay. There's a lot happening. And he got the Tower in the reverse position, which is like the dodging of a bullet, but sometimes it can be like rebuilding. Sometimes it can talk about like a disaster that was going to happen and isn't going to happen, but might happen later. And then the Two of Pentacles again is like an imbalance. Almost like the imbalance favors her and not him. I keep picking up on that in some way or another. I don't know if he believes this or if this is just like what it is energetically. But in one way or another, he does more for her, gives more to her, or in some ways more present in the relationship than she is. It's giving kind of like she's a little bit of a princess in the relationship, or like pampered in some way, in one way or another, but it doesn't feel as innocent as that, if that makes sense. Like there's like animosity around that. I'm not sure. There's like something happening in the reading, and I'm like hesitant to talk about it. Okay, I'll bring it up if like more energy confirms it. How about that? So we're getting so many two cards. Two of Swords. That is so interesting. There's something oh my god, there's something that's driving a wedge between them. This is This seems like a person or like a force, but it seems like a person, or a person is trying to do this, or a group of people are trying to do this, because I see like a wedge being driven between the two of them, of sort of like, we don't like you. I'm gonna be honest, I don't feel like his family likes her. I don't think it's all of his family, but it's enough of his family. There's something about, I really see this, I'm caught up in this. I'm stressed out right now, like, I need to pause. But there's a wedge that's being driven between them. It seems like his family, or key members in his family, or enough of his family does not like her. I don't think it's even really like she is like an awful, horrible person, but they're like, she's not the girl for you, or like, okay, like, we have to be honest here. His family is rich. I think his dad is like the richest person on planet, you know? So like, he's a very rich person. I think he came from immense privilege, and like, there's just like a different echelon of people. It's giving kind of the vibe of like, you could do better. Which that's not what I'm saying, obviously, but like, it's like the vibe is giving like, you could do better. Like, why are you with her? Like, there's so many other women that would like fit our world better, which is like a mean, horrible thing to like say, but that's the vibe. It's like, and it's also bananas too, because number one, Lisa's really rich on her own inherently, and is like very popular and is very famous, and like, you know, she's like a prize. You know, I feel like most people would be like, yeah, I'd love to date her, just based on like her on paper, regardless of like energy, you know. For some reason or another, they're like, she does not fit our world, you need to get with someone else, you know what I mean? I don't think that's Frederic, but people are heavily in his ear, because especially like, if you look at this, and this is like imbalance too, and it's sort of like driving a wedge between them. How was this? Like this? Did I do that wrong? I'm not sure. Anyway, this is a marriage card, typically the Four of Wands, because it's two people and like it's merriment. It seems like a really happy card, lots of yellow. It's in the reverse position though. I get the impression that they talked about marriage, low-key, maybe kind of seriously. Well, okay, so the thing that I was like hesitant about bringing up, so I saw this card, right? And then I saw a flash of Lisa like talking about an engagement or like a ring or something like that. But this is very much in Lisa's energy. So I definitely think that she's like that type of person that just wants to be married as like a thing that happens in her life, as like a life goal. And I do think she wants to be married to Frederic, regardless if they're actually like, good for each other on paper. I feel like Lisa, to a degree, kind of thinks that relationships involve fighting. I do think they fight. I think it's kind of like squabbling or bickering, you know, couples who do that, and like some people really enjoy that. I think that's kind of them. Like, that's part of how like they are together. But there's something about the relationship that's really fun in some ways and seems really difficult in other ways energetically. Whatever, she really wants to get married as a life goal, and I think she would like to get married to Frederic. I think they've been together for maybe a year or two. We don't know exactly when they got together, but they've been together a while. But this is in the reverse position, which is a marriage card in the reverse position. Again, it seems like his family is like, don't marry her, because you have to imagine if you're marrying into a family like that where they have immense amount of wealth, like the prenup's gonna be insane, the contracts to get married are gonna be insane. It's for sure a business deal. And I need to make this so clear. It's like, I understand their perspective, because especially like energetically, but it's also like Lisa's like hella wealthy on her own. Like, what's happening? It seems like they did discuss marriage. It's odd. Frederic is really not strongly in this reading. It's more like I'm picking up on like people around him more than I'm picking up on him with regards to Lisa. I feel like Frederic, he kind of seems a little bit like a pushover. A little bit. I think he is... I think he's somebody who's a little, in over his head is the word that comes to mind. He feels in over his head, but not... Well, kind of maybe in this relationship. But he seems in over his head in his life. Like, isn't he like the CEO of like a watch company or something? Which, I mean, in a way, his dad got him that job, sure, whatever. But he's pretty young. He's like 30 maybe, or late 20s, I'm not sure. It seems like he has a lot on his plate that he has to manage, and he just kind of was like given this stuff rather than choosing his own path. So he seems in over his head in a lot of ways, and is sort of like swimming with the big fish, and it's sort of like, I was groomed for this, but at the same time, like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So I do think he's still with Lisa. I think he likes Lisa. I think Lisa gives him a challenge and also a break at the same time. It's almost like he likes squabbling with her. I think he likes some of the passion and fire that she brings, but I also see like, and this is all in my mind, I'm like channeling now, I guess, but in my mind's eye, I see them like fighting, I see her crying, and I see him kind of liking the drama of their relationship. It's like fun for him and her. But I also see their relationship kind of being like a little bit. Just like quietly a bit of a roller coaster, but they, I guess, enjoy that. Anyway, it seems like they've talked about marriage. I don't think Frederic has proposed to her, but I think she wants him to, or did want him to. And I think he has talked to his family about marrying her, and they were like, don't do that, homeboy. So I don't think he did. But I think they've talked about it, to be honest. Of like, let's get married. I don't know. I don't know. They haven't been together that long. I get it. I mean, I think his family is saying don't marry her for reasons that are a little bit classist, but also there's like good, because it's sort of like, I don't know if you guys are really like that well matched, you know what I mean? Anyway, the magician on his side in the reverse position is like the inability to like follow through or create something. I think I don't know if it's promised. I think if you asked Lisa, she'd say, yeah, like he promised we'd get married. But if you asked him, he was like, that's not how I worded it. Which is a very kind of like, you know, like, okay. I think it's like Lisa has a subtle fear of being led on, or like this isn't going to result in like the big prize of the ring. And I feel like Frederic is like pulled in a lot of different directions and is genuinely overwhelmed in his life. And this is like one piece of it, because it seems like his family is a little bit involved in his life, for sure, you know, rich people. I don't know, I can't relate. Lisa got the King of Swords, okay, and he got, oh, that's weird. This is a pretty masculine card, this is a pretty feminine card. Frederic got the 9 of Pentacles in the reverse position, I see. This is so largely about money, and then the 5 of, I see them together. I think they're still together. If there are breakup rumors, I could see them... I think they're a couple that like breaks up and then gets back together, and it's sort of like a revolving door, kind of a push and pull type of dramatic. They like it, it's fun, it's what they do type of a couple. So if there were reports, I haven't been following their relationship that closely, but if there are reports that they break up, that might be true, and then they like literally got back together again. I think that's kind of their dynamic. I think they have talked about marriage. I don't think he's proposed to her or engaged, but I think either he told her he was and then didn't, or that's just something that they've been talking about and moving towards, but his family seems really kind of against it. They're like, not her, girl, like what is this? Just because I think they're like, the money if like you guys get together, but also the money if you guys get divorced. Their whole inkling about Lisa is like a money thing and like a classist thing, to be honest. Almost like Frederic should be with like another like rich heiress or something like that, you know, I don't know, European. Because I keep the other thing, and this is not my beliefs at all, but the other thing is like I like keep honing in on like Lisa is Asian, and there's something about that they don't like. Or she's like not the right type of Asian, which is incredibly fucked up. Because also it's like Lisa's like incredibly famous and like beautiful, whatever, I don't get it. Ugh. But he got, this reading is a disaster. You know why? There's so many like, this is a very active reading, so there's a lot of things I'm like hearing and that are popping up, and I'm like, oh, okay. Anyway, which inclines me to believe that they're together, or recently together, or there's still a lot of like connection and intermingling between the two of them. He got the 9 of Pentacles in the reverse position, which can be feeling like trapped. It can also be like burdened, or like a caged bird, or like you have a lot of responsibilities, especially when it comes to like physical things. She got the King of Swords, which is communication, and it's interesting because she also got the Ace of Swords a little bit ago. The King of Swords is a masculine card. It's about standing on your word. She kind of does, she does wear the pants in the relationship in a way. I think Lisa's a little bit bossy. It's hard to explain. It's sort of like, in some ways he is the leader in the relationship, and in other ways she is. But again, it's really not, it's not like yin and yang, where it's sort of like, in places I am weak, you're strong. That's not the vibe it's giving. It's almost like, they're, and I say this so respectfully, it's kind of like two dysfunctional people, and they function in different ways. And in some ways, Frederic is dominant, and in other ways, Lisa's dominant. But I would say Lisa kind of does wear the pants in the relationship. And then especially because he got such a feminine card and she got such a masculine card. And this is like squabbling between them, which again is like, people don't like them together, don't want them together, absolutely not. Also, they fight a lot. But again, I don't think you should feel bad about that. I think they enjoy the fight. for, I don't know. I hate fighting. 9 of Cups, that's dissatisfaction. That makes sense. This is walking away but like wounded or like needing help, and this is struggle. I don't think they're gonna last. If they get married, I don't think they're but the thing is, there are so many forces that are against them getting married. Like, his family would do like crazy things to not let that happen. And the thing is, I don't even think they dislike Lisa as like a person. Like, if Lisa and Frederic were just like friends or something, or colleagues, they would not even have a thought about Lisa. It's literally like you're trying to move in on the family business. And to be honest, I feel like Lisa does like Frederic. She's very like, yeah, like whatever, but Lisa's not like dumb. I think Lisa low-key kind of plays dumb sometimes, but she's also like, that's like a lot of money, and like, hello, we're on Earth, you know, like money, resources. I do think Lisa likes the finer things in life. It's not necessarily that she's a gold digger. I don't see that energy with Lisa, but also it's sort of like, well, I like him, like, and I think she does find him attractive. I think she does like him. I think she enjoys his presence. I think he enjoys her presence as well. I don't think there's animosity, but it's also like, you know, like, he's got a lot of money, and like, I like money. Like, that's the vibe she's giving. But this is a lack of fulfillment or satisfaction. I really think they've talked about marriage, or maybe he promised something and it didn't follow through. And it seems so strongly related to an engagement. But again, I don't really see him having like literally gotten down on one knee with a ring and it's like, will you marry me? I don't think that's happened. I think they talked about it and it didn't happen for one reason or another. Or she believed he was going to do it and he didn't, in one way or another. But Frederic is, and I saw this in the last reading, he's like not doing good. And he seems like he's struggling, like overwhelmed and over his head, living a life he doesn't really want to be living. This is very much like a story in a way, you know, like someone should make a Hallmark movie of their relationship. But he seems like just like pulled in 1,000 different directions, and like he's like a puppet, kind of. He seems like a little bit of a puppet. And almost kind of like he's good at I don't think he's bad at what he does. He's good at what he does, but it's almost like he was like groomed into being that, and he doesn't necessarily feel like his own person. I also think that's kind of why he likes Lisa. It's not so much he is dating Lisa because he is rebelling, but there's a rebellious thing to dating Lisa. Almost like he knows the type of girls his parents would like approve of, or his family would approve of. And Lisa's not that. Lisa's obviously not a bad choice, but there's a level of rebellion in like being so serious with Lisa. Like Lisa, I think, like, also I think that's why his family didn't really ring alarm bells in the beginning, because they're like, oh, it's a fling, like, oh, like maybe he's like one of his girls or something like that. But I think he is really serious about Lisa, but not so serious enough to be like, I'm gonna commit to the rest of my life with you. But like, it's not necessarily like he's not intentionally leading Lisa on, and Lisa has a subtle fear that that's the case, but that's not the case. I think he has a lot of things in the background. I also think Lisa's pretty aware. The thing is, I don't think they're like mean to Lisa when like they're around each other, but I think Lisa's aware that like people are not super excited about them potentially getting married. I think she's aware of that. But it's not like his family's mean to her, I don't think. I think they kind of make it known of like, girl, you're not getting our money. 10 of Wands is like struggle, which again is like their whole relationship, all of the cards are not, it's like our relationship is emotional, it's chaotic, they're struggling. Like I really see that with them. There's a lot going on in their relationship. I understand why they're together, but I don't think they're a good match. I think they like the fighting of it. They like the chaos. This is heartbreak. Ooh. Lisa got the 8 of Cups in the reverse. Oh, no. The 8 of Swords in the reverse position. She might. Oh. Lisa's also gotten a lot of Swords cards. She wants to say something or talk about something or sing about something. I'm not sure, but she wants to, in one way or another, get something off of her chest. This seems more public rather than just to Frederic. Like she wants to say something to everybody. I'm not sure why. I actually kind of want to pull on, I didn't watch it, but she had like a music video, right? Or some sort of like mini film or something, and people were like, oh, it's about Frederic. I'm not sure, I didn't watch it. I don't know what it was for, but like, for some reason that like pops in my mind, but I don't think that's what she wanted to say, but it was sort of like breadcrumb trails. I don't know, but she really wants to say something. It seems almost regarding this relationship to like clarify, or I don't know. But this is heartbreak, and the 9 of Pentacles is steady, moving. Why did he get heartbreak? Actually, I want to ask on that specifically. The Fool in the reverse position. That can be maturing. Oh, that's so sad. You know, honestly, I do genuinely think Frederic really cares about Lisa. I think they are not good, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. I don't even think they're really like that good of partners to each other. I think that they can be a little bit mean sometimes to each other, or like say like hurtful things, you know. I do think most of the time they're bickering and it's like fun and it's entertaining, but I think they've done or said mean, hurtful things to each other, like actually. But I genuinely believe that Frederic does care about Lisa. I think Lisa does care about Frederic. I don't think they are well suited or healthy for each other. I think that Lisa can be really emotional or dramatic in a way that's a little bit manipulative. Allegedly for entertainment purposes only, and also I am a fan, but I think she can like manipulate Frederic through her emotions, and she knows exactly what she's doing, and it's sort of like she'll like cry or she'll be angry, and it's in a way to kind of like get him, but he likes that. That's the other thing. I don't think you should necessarily feel bad for Frederic about that. I think he likes that. That's why he likes Lisa. She is somebody who's very passionate. I don't think he has a lot of people who are passionate like that in their lives, you know what I mean? Because I mean, like, Lisa had to like fight quite a bit to like get in her position in life, even if she probably came from a wealthy family. Like, being under YG doesn't seem easy, but in one way or another this is maturing. I really feel like they're gonna break up. I don't think he wants to. I think he has pressure from his family or other people. I don't know, it might not be his family. It might be like, I guess his family is like business, so I guess it's twofold, where it's sort of like maybe his business partners or something are like, you should be with somebody else. Maybe Lisa is bad for their brand, I'm not sure, or like Lisa will do something that will like, you know, cast a shadow on like the Arnault family. I'm not sure, but in one way or another he has to mature, and it's going to mean breaking up with her. Or they're going to break up, but that's kind of what it's giving, is almost like you need to get serious about a different person. I think there's an expectation in their family that like they get married as well. I think Lisa wants to get married because, you know, like girls and like, I want to get married. There's like an expectation. It literally is almost like Frederic reads almost kind of like a royal. It's weird. I mean, like, that's a lot of money that they're like messing with, but it seems like, you know, like the royal family, there's like expectations and like a decorum or something. That's exactly what's going on. It's almost like you're supposed to be doing this, and these are the types of people you should be dating, and Lisa's not that, even if she's fine as a candidate, you know, for most people. Then I mean, barring like personality chemistry, the Knight of Pentacles too is like slow moving, and this is all about money, and it's sort of like, this isn't the vibe. Okay, any final words about these two crazy kids? Swords again with Lisa, swords cards. She's gonna say something about something. I don't know if it's 100% gonna be about Frederic. It might have something to do with BLACKPINK or her career at large. It will affect him though. So if she's like, I don't know, like at one of their last concerts, she's like, guys, I'm leaving BLACKPINK. Just like, and everyone's like, oh my god. It'll affect him in some way. I think in a negative way, but not really even him. It's like his family. It's like, see, like she's losing clout or whatever. I don't know. Because they seem really like that's an important thing. I'm not sure. He got the 5, 6, 7. Yeah, again, this is like being confused. This is like opportunity, but some opportunities are good or bad. It's also illusion and delusion. So it seems like he's pulled in a lot of directions. I think there are a lot of people whispering in Frederic's ear, like, don't marry her, like marry this other person, like you don't know what you're doing. And it's sort of like he does not seem like his own person. It seems like he is a puppet on a string, or like he has way too many influences that are like really powerful over him. I kind of feel bad for Frederic, I'll be honest. Yeah, his energy's so like scattered and chaotic. He's like, I don't know what to do. I don't like them together, to be honest. I understand why they're together, but I think it's more like that's just not the type of relationship I would ever want. The Justice in the reverse position. This is like, I really think they're gonna break up. I think he might be the one that breaks up. It might be mutual, but it literally is not his own doing. It's his family. And I think if Frederic Arnault, his family was like, you know what, we don't care, I could see them being married. I don't think they'd last, but I absolutely could see them being married if his family was different or like more hands-off or whatever. I mean, that's not the case, but it's sort of like, this is like an injustice or something. So to me, it seems like they're almost gonna force him to break up with her, or like coerce him in some way. But I think they, like, if they really operated within like their own agency, they would get married, and I don't think they'd last. But that's fine, you know, divorce happens. Whatever, I'm saying a lot. Allegedly for entertainment purpose only. Okay, well, peace and love.